Look, I know this sounds absolutely ridiculous. Planting flowers based on the moon? That's something your grandmother's grandmother did, right? But after digging up these perennials and actually weighing the root mass side by side, I can't unsee what happened here. And honestly, I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't test this years ago, because one of these planting times produced almost triple the root development in the exact same time frame. Triple. Same plants, same soil, same watering schedule. The only difference was whether I planted during the full moon or the new moon. So here's what I did. 6 weeks ago, I bought 20 identical lavender plants from the same nursery batch. I'm talking same variety, same size, same root-bound plastic containers. I split them into 2 groups of 10. One group went into the ground during the full moon phase, and the other group went in exactly 2 weeks later during the new moon. Everything else stayed identical. Same garden bed, same soil composition, same sun exposure, same watering routine. I even measured the water each group received to make sure I wasn't accidentally favoring one side. The idea behind lunar planting isn't just folklore. When you actually look into it, there's a gravitational component that affects soil moisture. During the full moon, gravitational pull is stronger because the sun and moon are on opposite sides of Earth. This pulling force affects not just ocean tides, but also the water table in soil. The moisture in soil is drawn upwards slightly, which means seeds and young roots have better access to water during certain lunar phases. During the new moon, the sun and moon are on the same side, creating a different gravitational scenario that affects soil moisture differently. Agricultural scientists have documented correlations between lunar cycles and soil moisture fluctuations. Biodynamic farming calendars have been tracking these patterns for decades, timing, planting, and harvesting according to moon phases. I always dismiss this as superstition, but when you dig into the research published in agricultural journals, there's actually documented evidence that these cycles do correlate with measurable changes in how plants develop. Now, I've planted probably thousands of perennials in my gardening career, and I never once considered moon timing. If something needed to go in the ground, it went in the ground. But I kept hearing from some of the old-timers at the community garden that they swore by lunar planting calendars. One guy told me he wouldn't plant root vegetables except during specific moon phases. I nodded politely but didn't take it seriously. Then I stumbled across some data about soil moisture variation during lunar cycles, and I thought, okay, maybe there's something measurable here worth testing. So back to my lavender experiment. For the first 2 weeks, I didn't see much difference. Both groups looked about the same. The full moon plantings maybe looked slightly perkier, but I figured that could be confirmation bias. I was looking for a difference, so maybe I was seeing one that wasn't really there. But by week 3, the full moon group was noticeably more vigorous. More new growth, deeper green color, just overall healthier looking. The new moon group wasn't struggling or anything, they just looked kind of average. By week 4, the difference was obvious enough that my neighbor asked if I was using different fertilizer on each side. I wasn't. Same everything. Week 5, the full moon lavenders had put out significantly more new shoots. They looked like established plants. The new moon group looked like they were still settling in, which honestly is pretty normal for transplants. But here's where it got really interesting. At the 6-week mark, I carefully excavated one plant from each group to compare root development. I know, pulling up a healthy plant seems counterproductive, but I needed to see what was happening underground. I gently washed the soil away, and what I saw genuinely shocked me. The full moon lavender had this massive, sprawling root system. Thick white roots spreading out in every direction, lots of fine feeder roots, just absolutely robust root development. The new moon plant had decent roots, don't get me wrong, but they were maybe a third of the mass. I actually weighed them after they dried slightly, and the full moon root ball was nearly 3 times heavier. 3 times the root mass in the same amount of time. That's not a small difference. That's the kind of difference that affects whether a plant thrives or just survives. Because here's the thing about perennials. Their long-term success is almost entirely about root development in that first season. A perennial with an excellent root system will come back stronger each year, handle drought better, resist pests better, and produce more blooms. A perennial with mediocre roots might make it, but it'll always be kind of wimpy. I pulled up 2 more plants from each group just to make sure this wasn't a fluke. Maybe I'd grab the best full moon plant and the worst new moon plant by chance? Nope. Every single full moon plant had substantially more root development. The difference was consistent across the entire group. So what's actually happening here? During the full moon phase, the gravitational pull creates conditions where soil moisture is more available to newly planted roots. Water is literally being pulled upward through the soil more readily. For a plant that just got transplanted and is trying to establish new roots quickly, having that moisture readily available makes a huge difference. The roots don't have to work as hard to find water, so they can focus energy on growing and spreading. There's also something happening with sap flow in plants during different lunar phases. Some research suggests that sap rises more readily during the waxing moon phases leading up to the full moon. For a newly transplanted perennial, this could mean better nutrient transport during that critical establishment period. Compare this to planting during the new moon. When gravitational forces create different conditions, the moisture isn't being pulled upward as strongly. It's not that the soil is dry, it's just that the water isn't as actively mobile. Roots have to work harder to access it. For a plant trying to recover from transplant shock and establish quickly, that extra work slows everything down. Now, tomatoes and some annual vegetables are actually recommended for new moon planting in some biodynamic calendars because the focus is on leaf and fruit development rather than root establishment. But for perennials where root development is absolutely critical, the full moon timing appears to make a significant difference. I honestly expected to do this experiment and find no difference. I was kind of hoping to debunk the whole lunar planting thing and move on. Instead, I'm standing here looking at root systems that tell a completely different story. The evidence is literally right here in my hands. Same plants, same conditions, wildly different results based purely on moon phase timing. Here's what I'm changing in my garden going forward. Any perennials I'm planting, I'm timing them for the full moon phase or the few days leading up to it. That's when I want those roots encountering the best possible conditions for establishment. The difference is too significant to ignore. We're talking about potentially tripling root development in the same time frame just by choosing a better week to plant. Is this more work? Slightly. It means I can't just plant whenever I feel like it or whenever the nursery has a sale. I have to actually check the lunar calendar and plan accordingly. But if it means my perennials establish 3 times faster with 3 times the root mass, that's worth the minor inconvenience of scheduling. The full moon comes around every month. That's 12 optimal planting windows per year, not counting the days immediately before and after. That's plenty of opportunities to get perennials in the ground during favorable conditions. And the payoff in terms of plant health and establishment speed seems absolutely worth it based on what I'm seeing here. I'm planning to repeat this experiment with other perennials to see if the results hold across different species. Maybe the effect is specific to lavender, though I doubt it since the mechanism is about soil moisture and gravitational pull rather than anything plant-specific. But I want more data. I'm thinking of trying it with coneflowers next, maybe some ornamental grasses. The thing that really gets me is how much traditional gardening wisdom we've dismissed as superstition might actually have observable, measurable effects. Our ancestors weren't stupid. They were incredibly observant, they noticed patterns over generations and passed down practices that worked, even if they couldn't explain the mechanism. Now we have tools to measure and verify these patterns, and it turns out some of them hold up to scrutiny. So yeah, I'm officially a lunar gardener now. Never thought I'd say that, but the roots don't lie. Plant your perennials during the full moon if you want explosive root development. The difference is dramatic, measurable, and absolutely worth paying attention to.